Hey guys, what's up? It's Kyle here. This is a topic that I want to talk about. Matt wants to talk about this. As far back as, say, when Punk first was being billed to face The Rock at Royal Rumble. So around January of 2013. Topic of this video I want to talk about is, has the WWE reached their full potential with CM Punk? Or has CM Punk reached his full potential with the WWE? However you want to word it. In my opinion, I'd say yes, only because he's reached however far they've allowed him to reach. But then the same token, I also want to say no, Punk has not reached his full potential in the WWE, only because of the powers that be that fight against that. I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times, I'm still a firm believer in it. CM Punk, I think, could have been that new poster child for WWE that fans have been clinging and pandering and wanting for so many years. You know, a lot of people say, well, hey, CM Punk is not WWE's image and what they want for a poster child. He doesn't have that build. He doesn't have that clean, clean cut, pretty boy look that they want for a poster child. All true. But that mindset is really, really hurting WWE more so than ever. Because in them having that mindset, that's why it's always so hard for them to find that next golden child to carry the company once that previous golden child starts to reach the end, starts reaching the end of his career, because they have that mindset. And in today's world and generation of wrestling has changed so much. That idea and mindset is out the window. It's so old school. It's dead now. Wrestling fans don't care about seeing a guy that's 6'8" or 6'6", however you prefer, 300 pounds and chiseled like a freaking brick. Wrestling fans don't care about that anymore. Okay? Then people want to throw in, CM Punk can't be the face of the guy. He just can't. He can't. Why not? Because ratings, he doesn't bring in the ratings. Since when do we as fans give a damn about ratings? Why the hell do we care so much about ratings? And honestly, ratings really don't matter that much in today's society and TV. They do matter to a degree because it keeps the lights on in the building and keeps production still going. But in terms of but in terms of TV production, there's so many other things that takes into account besides TV ratings. Okay, that dial on the little meter, people barely focus on. Only Vince McMahon himself is just paranoid about the little dial. But there's so much other stuff in production work that is a bigger issue in terms of the success or failure for a TV show than just freaking ratings. But why do we as fans give a damn so much? Since when do we give so much of a damn about ratings? How come we just can't enjoy a product for what it is? If not, if we don't like it, we just don't like it. We voice our opinions if we like it or not. But whatever happened to that? But instead, we want to get behind, the production work, and so scratch that. And on top of that, since when has the dial moved up when John Cena has been the face of the WWE? Hasn't moved a darn bit since he's been the face. It really hasn't. I mean, yeah, when Justin first became the face, ratings have gone. They were up during his early years as the poster child. But I'm talking about in the time period, in the last 2 to 3 years, as CM Punk was, branching out to become the breakout star that he is right now. When has that dial moved? Hasn't moved since. WWE had a superstar that people pander to. I've seen this for years because I grew up watching Punk's career for years when I was a teenager. Back in IWA, since here, Punk has a cult-like fan following. He can get people to love him. You see that now. Even as a heel, he can do whatever he wants, and he can do the most distasteful stuff. People still cheer CM Punk. The guy just has that kind of charisma that people just like him. Whether he's a good guy or a bad guy, you just like him, and you just like to cheer him because he's just so good at what he does. and his delivery is just great, especially when he is a heel. WWE had a storyline, okay, that had some truth to it, some reality to it. You had a superstar that cut one of the best promos that we probably say we've ever seen a wrestler cut in a while on WWE. They had a storyline, in my opinion, the best storyline since WWE had gone PG in 2008. This is the best storyline. The stars were aligned. You had the superstar, you had the backing of the story. People were buzzing about this. People were talking about it. My older brother, who's now a casual wrestling fan, was getting tuned in back into the WWE because of this whole thing that was going on. He and his friends are like, what the hell's going on here? Somebody's leaving the company with the championship? What's going on? Because of the rumblings. People were getting behind CM Punk. Like Michael Hayes always says, people are always going to get behind a fresh new face in the main event scene. Somebody that they can pander to and climb to because they want something new for a change. They want something new. We've had CM for so many years. The same old shtick. CM Punk, somebody new. Like I said, the storyline to help fuel and boost his character and his persona. WWE had all the opportunities right there to not only give the fans what they want and making a brand new baby face and being the new poster child for the company, but they also had something where they could stretch a storyline out for 1, if not to 2 years. Instead, WWE brings him back 2 weeks after he holds the company hostage. Why the hell would you do that? I mean, you have one of the hottest storylines, a lightning in the bottle chance right here to bring your company out of neutral that has been stuck in for the last 6 to 7 years prior at that time. Why would you just bring somebody back within 2 weeks? And some people say, and which is true, that they want to sell for SummerSlam. Why would you hotshot something so quick just to sell a damn pay-per-view, one of your big four? Let it suffer a little bit in the buys. Because if you stretch it out long-term wise, you'd make more revenue and you'd be more successful and get more people in tune to the product long-term rather than just quickly just shipping it up, just hot-shotting it right away just to sell one of your big four pay-per-views. It makes no sense to me. If it was WWE, I really would have had the match that Cena and Mysterio had on Raw. They should have had that as the main event. What CM Punk was doing, holding the company hostage, seeing little snippets of him showing up at Comic-Con and different indie wrestling promotions, they should have kept that going. If I was WWE, I would have had guys from the company, the baby faces, the Johnson, well, maybe not Johnson, but you can take some of your baby faces, your mid-carders. Hell, take your heels. Take anybody you want and chase after CM Punk. Record CM Punk maybe defending the championship belt on some of these indie wrestling promotion shows that WWE are recording him on. Let this drag out for months. Bring CM Punk back around WrestleMania. Instead of him facing Triple H at Night of Champions, they could have had him face Triple H at SummerSlam, at WrestleMania, and have him get over on Triple H at WrestleMania. Jericho was a good guy for Punk to get over on. They had a great feud. I enjoyed their feud. But let's be honest, Jericho compared to other guys in this era, like the Austins, the Rocks, the Triple H's, even the Undertakers, they're in a different stratosphere compared to Chris Jericho. So the legitimacy that Punk would have gotten if he had beaten somebody like a Triple H or say a Rock at Royal Rumble earlier this year, it would have boosted him up even better than him beating Chris Jericho. Him beating Chris Jericho, to a degree, will be the same as him beating Randy Orton. You know, it'd be like, oh, okay, he beat Randy Orton, he beat Chris Jericho. You know, it's like, it doesn't, and that's not knocking Chris. You know, Jericho's an excellent performer, a great veteran. You know, but you get what I'm saying here. The legends that they've had, the big legends that they've had CM Punk face, he's lost to every single one of them. Triple H, The Rock, Undertaker, which is obvious because it's Undertaker's streak. They're not going to give that to Punk. But you get the point that I'm making here. And sure, some people throw out, hey, CM Punk, why are you complaining? He's been the champ for 434 days. Yeah, Punk has been the champ for 434 days, but the way I see it, that was just an excuse after which writers knew that they bombed that storyline, the summer of Punk in 2011. So this was kind of like complacent, you know. I saw it as them, and even matter of fact, there was an interview late 2011 of a writer, one of the WWE writers, who said that, hey, we tried our best with the Summer of Punk. We're fans of wrestling too. People are blaming us for screwing the storyline up. You know, it's Vince McMahon who gives the final say, this, that, or the other, blah, 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 all that other stuff. He pretty much literally admitted that they bombed the CM Punk storyline. They literally bombed it. So to me, the way I saw it as, they're just giving Punk this 6th longest reign in history in the last 25 years, just to say, okay, hey, you know what? We screwed up on the Summer of Punk, so we're going to give you this and just let you run with it. At the same token, you're going to also be a placeholder to keep that belt warm, because what we really want to get to is Rock Cena 2 for John Cena to be the champion again, which is what everybody just doesn't want to see anymore, because he's been champion like 50 times over already. So that's the way I see it. You know, they buried Punk for months when he came back. Then they finally said, okay, now we're going to give you the belt and let you just run with it. You know, so people always say, CM Punk, he can't be the face. It's not that CM Punk can't be the face. I think CM Punk, if they've given him the chance, CM Punk could be the face of the WWE. He could carry the company on his back. It's that WWE won't let him be. It's a difference in what you can and can't do and what someone won't let you do. You know what I mean? So people they got to get that out of their heads. And for people to say, well, Punk can't draw a dime and this and blah 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 blah. Just like how WWE forced and shoved John Cena down our damn throats for so many years as being the poster child, if they would have done the same thing with CM Punk, you know what you'd do? You'd be complacent. You'd be fine with it. You fuss for a little bit. You're like, I don't like CM Punk. But after a couple of years, you'll deal with it, and you'll be fine with it, and you'll still be watching WWE with CM Punk as a poster child, just like you do now with John Cena being the poster child and the face of the company. Now, CM Punk's case, and in his own personal opinion, I think Punk's become kind of complacent. I think he kind of realizes, hey, you know, I tried to fight to be that top guy, but they pretty much told me, hey, if you're not going to be first place, you might as well settle for second. So, in Punk's eyes, he says, you know what? Hey, my paychecks increase. I'm the second guy. I tried to fight for first, but I'll be complacent with just being second, and I'll just stay at second place behind the heels of Cena. That's his choice, and that's his opinion, because that's his life that he has to live. But as a fan's perspective, I think WWE really dropped the ball on something that people wanted so badly. A new face. They had that opportunity, and let's face it and be honest here. John Cena was never even meant to be the face of the WWE. The real guy was Brock Lesnar, who was groomed to be the next face. Once he left, Batista was the next guy they were supposed to make as the face, but instead, people kind of clamored more to John Cena, because rightfully so, he had more personality compared to the two during that time. So, John Cena was the fallout guy. He wasn't meant to be in the spot that he's in today. So, at the end of the day, I mean, I don't know. You guys give me your opinions on this topic in the comment box below. Subscribe. Peace.